Today on the Travel Insider, we'll talk about how since President Trump was elected, the travel industry in the United States has been affected. Also, Argentina wants more Chinese tourism and is seeking it through Mexico. And finally, the Mexican Secretariat of Tourism presented in New York its new campaign, Viajemos todos por México. Let's go to the information. Global Data, a leading data and analytics company, says the so-called Trump slump caused a dip in the US tourism industry. Statistics cited by the coalition showed America's share of global travel fell from 13.6% to 11.9% between 2015 and 2017. As the travel to the United States slows down, Spain is expected to become the second most popular tourist destination in the world, overtaking the United States. Rapidly growing tourism flows herald a strong 2018 for the industry. However, as Constantina Butusicu, consumer analyst at Global Data, explains, as Spain overtakes the US in the list of the most visited countries in the world, the global tourist community has sent a strong message that divisive and discriminatory policies can greatly hamper sector growth. Despite the recent political uncertainty following the Catalan independence referendum and the terror attacks in Barcelona and Cambrils last August, the Spanish tourism industry has proved to be very robust and has experienced strong growth in the last 12 months. Official statistics by the United Nations World Tourism Organization have not been released. However, current projections from the organization reveal that arrivals to the US are down from 75.9 million in 2016 to 72.9 million in 2017. The decline of tourism is expected to cost the US economy £140 million a week, equivalent to $7.3 billion a year. However, New York City and Los Angeles have fared better than most US cities. Arrivals to Los Angeles have increased by 2.2%, mainly due to a growth in domestic arrivals and Chinese visitors. New York arrivals have increased by 2.1%, mainly due to a surge in US visitors. The US was one of only 2 destinations in the top dozen global markets to see a decline in long-haul inbound travel since 2015. The other country that lost market share was Turkey, where tourism dropped after repeated terror attacks. Butsiukyo adds that travel restrictions are seen by many tourists as state-sponsored Islamophobia and are putting off many travelers from visiting the United States. The ban has given rise to a general wave of withdrawals, particularly among Middle Eastern, African, and European tourists. Flows from Mexico have also registered a decline as Mexican citizens seek to boycott the construction of the Trump wall at the border between Mexico and the United States. In other news, the country that houses the Iguazu Falls, the La Boca neighborhood, the Mar de Plata, and the wine route in Mendoza seeks to attract more Chinese tourists through Mexico, exploiting the fame of Argentine footballer Lionel Messi. As part of his visit to Mexico City, José Gustavo Santos, Argentina's tourism minister, is seeking an agreement with Mexican companies to generate a program that includes Mexico and Argentina as a route for Asian tourists, taking advantage of the direct connection of Aeromexico's flight between Shanghai and Mexico City. During 2017, some 62,000 Chinese tourists arrived in the South American country. And if the partnership with Mexico were to be established, it could attract up to 150,000 visitors that would benefit both Mexico and Argentina. The interest in the inhabitants of the Asian Dragon is that they are tourists with a high level of spending, and the secret key to attract them is Lionel Messi. Argentina is very well positioned with the Chinese market. What happens is that it has had bad connectivity. But this good positioning has much to do with Messi. He's the promotional figure of Huawei, who's also had a lot of interest in football. They give him a lot of importance, explained the minister. The also executive president of the World Tourism Organization recalled that there's an agreement with the Chinese multinational e-commerce company Alibaba to promote tourism products in Argentina. And finally, for its part, the Mexican Secretariat of Tourism presented in New York a campaign for more than 30 million people in the United States who identify themselves as Mexicans to visit not only their relatives, but also to get to know or rediscover Mexico. In an event held on the night of March the 19th in Manhattan, the Mexican Tourism Secretary Enrique de la Madrid Cordero stressed that the campaign aims to improve the 2017 12% tourism growth from the United States compared to the previous year. Entitled Viajemos todos por México, the campaign consists of videos on social networks and promotions of Mexican destinations with tour operators in the United States. The initiative had already been presented in Los Angeles and will now be also launched in Chicago and Houston. The event will be concentrated in US cities with the highest density of Mexican Americans, so that this segment of the population knows or rediscovers the cultural, historical, and natural wealth of Mexico. The Mexican official said that the campaign also aims to strengthen the geographical unity of North America, a region with countries of marked differences, but that complement each other. Tourism is not only the opportunity to know a place, but the opportunity to discover and understand other ways of thinking, and probably the best way to overcome stereotypes, said de la Madrid. Regarding the negative rhetoric against Mexico that has been disseminated in some political circles in the United States, de la Madrid ruled out that it has curbed the interest of American tourists to visit Mexican destinations. According to data from the Sectur, in 2017, 134,700 flights were reported from the United States to Mexico, transporting 15.1 million passengers, representing an increase of 8% in air services and 9.8% in the number of visitors with respect to 2016. That was all for today. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media and leave a comment to let us know what you think.